Okay, so we're going to go over Dozer's commands and show you how you can stay consistent with him once he goes home. So his first command is heel. This is loose leash walking on your left-hand side. Dozer's supposed to be right next to you now, again on that left-hand side, and he's paying attention to you and walking at your pace now. These are your walks, and he just gets to come along with you. This is the normal for him now, so if you take him out in public, take him to visit some friends, take him for a normal walk, he's supposed to be right there next to you in that heel position where you can have a nice relaxed arm and a nice relaxed leash, and Dozer's right there next to you paying attention. So that is heel or loose leash walking. His next command is a sit stay. So for this one, we're just going to ask Dozer to sit, and then he's expected to stay in that sit until we release him by saying free or heel by giving him something else to do. But when we want Dozer to stay in that sit, we're just going to remind him what he's already doing. So you'll ask him to sit, and then when you want to maybe walk away to grab your shoes for a walk or put a jacket on for a walk, and you want him to stay in that sit while you go get ready, you're just going to remind Dozer that he's sitting by saying sit before you walk away, and then you'll go all the way back to Dozer to release him and reward him for staying in that sit. So again, you'll ask Dozer to sit, then to get him to stay, you'll just remind him sit before you walk away, and then you want to go all the way back to him to reward and release him. His next command is a down stay, so same as the sit stay, we're just going to use the command that he's already in to remind him that he's supposed to stay. So Dozer will go into the down, then if you want to again walk away to do something, or maybe you're just giving him a minute to chill out, you're just going to remind him down when you want him to stay, and then you can go do your own thing. Then you go all the way back to Dozer to reward and release him. His next command is a place stay. So you'll send or walk Dozer to place, which is that elevated boundary now, like the bed in the pictures. So you'll take Dozer to place or send Dozer to place. And then if you want him to stay on the place bed, same thing as the sit stay and the down stay, you'll remind him of the command he's already in. So you'll take him to place, send him to place. Then you can remind him place before you walk away. Then you can go cook dinner or eat dinner, maybe watch a movie as a family, and then you'll go all the way back to Dozer to reward and release him from that stay. So again, you'll ask Dozer to go to place. You'll remind him place before you walk away, and then you go all the way back to him to reward and release him. You can also give Dozer little reminders here and there and rewards here and there if he's going to stay on that place for a long period of time. So maybe if you're going to watch a movie, a quarter of the way through the movie, go tell him that he's doing a good job, give him a treat, and remind him that he's doing a job and that he's on his place bed by saying good place, to let him know, hey, you're doing a good job, but I want you to continue to do that. So that is place stay. His next command is come when called or recall. So Dozer is out in the yard. Maybe you took him to a field and he's on a long leash since it's an unfenced-in area, but you have him where he's free to roam, sniff, explore, do his own thing, and then you're ready for him to come back to you. To get Dozer to come back to you, you're going to say come really loud and firm to welcome Dozer into your space. Make sure he hears that command. But to welcome him into your space, you want to take a few steps backwards. That allows Dozer to know, first of all, who he's going to, and then it allows him to know that he's supposed to come back to you, be excited. That way he's excited to come back to you, but it also makes him feel safe and makes it feel like he's not being chased, and that makes him want to run away. So we take a few steps backwards to welcome him into our space, make that feeling of being chased go away. He's kind of chasing you, coming towards you. And then you, again, want to be exciting when he's on his way back to you, keep him interested. Once he's back to you and sitting, then we can reward. And again, he's expected to stay in that sit until we release him by saying free to let him roam again, or heel if we wanted him to come with us to do something. So that is come when called. Again, he's out in the yard. You're ready for him to come back. Come, a few steps backwards, be exciting, welcome him into your space. When he's back to you and sitting, reward him by treats, petting, praise. He likes to give handshakes, so maybe let him shake your hand and you shake his paw, and then you can release him if you want him to go sniff again, or you can have him heel if you're ready to go do something else. So that is come when called. His last command is leave it. So you drop something on the ground and you want Dozer to leave it alone. You're going to ask Dozer to leave it, and if he leaves it, then you can reward him from your hand. If not, we want to practice this with the leash on the first couple times. That way, if he still kind of goes towards it, maybe he's trying to be a little pushy since he's his first couple times with you guys, then we want to have that leash on. That way we can pull him away from it if he still decides to go towards it. But you'll drop something on the ground, practice this with dog safe foods first. That way it prepares Dozer for more dangerous situations, like if it were a pill in the future or some kind of medicine or liquid that he's not supposed to have. This is going to prepare him for situations like that that could be dangerous for him. That way he's prepared for that, but we want to practice it with dog safe foods first, so that way if he does still go after it, we have a way to get him away from it with having the leash on. But we also know that if he gets it, it's not going to cause him any harm. But you'll drop something on the ground, you'll ask Dozer to leave it. If he leaves it, he looks at you, sits, does not go towards what's on the ground, then we want to give him something else to reward him for that. So again, treats, pets, praise, maybe shake his paw, let him know that he did a good job, and then that gives you time to either clean up what's on the ground or pick it up and tell him, okay, it's safe for you to have now. So that is leave it. So his commands again are heel, loose leash walking on the left hand side, a sit stay, a down stay, a place stay, recall or come when called, and leave it. So those are Dozer's commands. He knows these commands, but we want to make sure to be consistent with him. We also want to make sure to have a lot of fun with him. Be exciting, keep him interested in the training, make sure he has a good time with it, but we also want to be firm and fair with him. So if Dozer does an unwanted behavior or chooses not to listen to one of his commands, then we have the tools now to correct him for those behaviors. So the first tool that we have here is his prong collar. This is going to sit on Dozer's neck like this. And your leash is going to attach to this D-shaped one that is on a little swivel. There's another one here that is just a circle. So we want Dozers attached to this D-shaped one that has a swivel. And your leash is going to be attached like this. If Dozer does an unwanted behavior, we're going to first say no to warn him that, hey, you did an unwanted behavior, and now I'm going to follow through with a correction. So you'll say no again to give him that warning. Then we're going to follow through with our correction, which is going to be, if his leash and collar are on, a just quick pop and release of this collar. For Dozer, we don't want to be too hard and firm with it. We still want to be firm, but it needs to be a quick, kind of gentle pop for Dozer. That way it doesn't scare him. Just a quick, gentle pop, but still be firm with him and let him know, hey, you did an unwanted behavior, so now I'm going to correct you for that behavior. And then once we've corrected him for that, we want to remind him of his command that he was in, or remind him of the command that we asked him to do. So if he's supposed to be back here in a heel, and maybe Dozer decides to be up here kind of doing his own thing, not paying attention, you're going to say no first, give him that warning, then do a quick pop and release to give him that correction, and then you're going to remind him heel so that he knows he needs to come back here and be in your space again. Same for the rest of his commands. No, quick pop and release, sit, or no, pop and release, down, to let him know, hey, you did an unwanted behavior. And then we remind him of what he's supposed to be doing to kind of help him out a bit. Then we also have his remote collar. So on the collar here, this side here has his name, and on the opposite side we have a little bar and a small red dot. On the remote, we also have another small red dot. To turn his collar on, we're going to tap those two red dots together until we see that green light flash. That green light is going to flash, and then it's going to flash green every couple seconds to let you know that the collar is on and charged. If it flashes yellow or red, that just means it needs to put on the charger for a little bit. But that is just to turn the collar on. Our remote is still off for now. So on the back of this remote, you'll see there is an L button in the center. We're going to press and hold that button until our screen lights up. Now both our remote and our collar are turned on. And then you'll see on the front of this remote here is the number 25. That is Dozer's correction level. And to the side here, there is a black S button on the top here. That is going to be the button that is level 25 for Dozer. Again, his normal correction level. So I'm going to pretend here for a second that my hand is Dozer's neck. And if we need to give him a correction again for that heel, maybe he's supposed to be back here and he is up here doing his own thing, we're going to say no to give him that warning. Then we're going to press the black S button, and then we're going to remind him that he's supposed to be healing. So he's up here, no, black S button, heel, to let him know, hey, you need to come back here. Same for his other commands, no, button, sit, no, button, down. If you're practicing recall and he doesn't come back to you right away, no, black S button, come. So that's just going to communicate with Dozer, even if he's from a distance, that he needs to be listening to your commands. So again, no black S button is his normal correction level, and then you're going to remind him what he's supposed to be doing. So that is a little overview of his callers. We're going to go over his callers more in depth towards the end of this video, but for now we'll show you Dozer's commands.
Your dog. Thank you. You're welcome. Good boy. Sit. Yes. Dozer, come. Good boy. Sit. Yes. Good boy. Good job. We'll do one more. Breathe. You're free. Just blow it. Dozer, come. Good boy.
Down. Good down. Good down. Good boy. Good down. Good boy. Good down. Free. Good boy.
What do I got? Hey. Leave it. Good boy. Leave it. Leave it. Okay. Free. We'll do it again. Come on, you can walk. Come on, let's go. Good boy. Hey. Leave it. Good boy. Good job, Doze. Good boy. Oh, swallow him. Okay. 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 Good boy. Free. We'll do one more round. Free. Free. Leave it. Leave it. Good boy. That's a good boy, Dozer. Leave it. Leave it. Good boy. Okay. Okay. That's a good boy, Dozer. That's a good boy. Heel. Place. Good boy. Good place. Place. boy. Good place. 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 Free. Good boy. Good job. Good job. Good boy. Oh.
Okay, so now that we've gone over and shown you Dozer's commands, we're going to go over his collars a little bit more in depth. So for this prong collar, you'll see that there are prongs linked together. To get them to come apart so that we can put this on Dozer, we're going to first hold one steady. I like to always choose two to take apart that are in the middle because the metal on the ends here is a little bit thicker, so a little bit harder to get apart. But I like to hold one firm, and then with the one that is attached to it, I like to again grab it firm. But this one over here, we're going to hold in place, and then this second one over here, we're just going to grab it and pull up to get them to come apart. Then to get it put back together when we want to put it on Dozer's neck, we're going to put one side in, then we're going to pinch the two prongs together, and when that one slides in, it'll slide the rest of the way in. So again, we hold one firm, then we grab the second one and pull up. Then we put one side in, pinch the two together, and slide it in to get it back onto Dozer's neck. Then for his remote collar, we have here on the side that black S button. That is again Dozer's normal correction level, which is level 25 right now. Then under that, we have a red button. What that is Dozer's boost or emergency feature. So the black S button is level 25. That is again Dozer's normal correction level. Under that black S button is the red S button. What that does is it changes Dozer's level to a higher level. So 25 normal black S button correction level. If I press the red S button, that is going to change Dozer's level to 45. What that does is, again, it's a boost or emergency feature. So if Dozer darts out of the house and he's not on a leash and he will not come back to you, maybe he's running towards the road and going to put himself in a dangerous situation, we're going to say no, press the red S button until we get his attention, and then call him back to us. I have never used that feature on Dozer yet. I have not needed it. Hopefully you guys won't either, but you have it if you do need it. So again, the black S button is his normal correction level, but the red S button is that booster emergency feature to only be used when you need it. Then on the opposite side of the remote is a black T button. That is the vibrate feature. That again just vibrates that collar. It can be used in the future for Dozer, maybe as a warning, like, hey, here's your warning. If you continue to do this unwanted behavior, you're gonna get a correction. But I have, again, not really used that feature on Dozer. I just like to use it to check and make sure both my collar and the remote are on. So I turn both of them on. Then I hold the collar and press the T button to make sure that they are working and that they are both turned on before putting it on Dozer. So normal correction level, boost feature, the vibrate feature. Then on the back of this remote here, we have that black L button in the center. If we press and hold that, that turns our remote on and off. But if I instead tap it, it is going to turn the flashlight feature on. If I tap it just once, it's going to flash that light every couple seconds. But if I press it a second time, it's going to turn on that flashlight continuously. And then if I tap it a third time, it shuts that flashlight off. Press and hold it to turn the remote on and off, but just tap it to turn that flashlight feature on and off. Next to that L button is a smaller button. It's teeny tiny. It says M/C. That changes Dozer's collar from momentary to continuous. He's on momentary right now, and I don't see him needing that continuous feature anymore, so you should not need to press that M/C button at all. Then at the top of the remote is a small dial. If I turn it, it lights up that screen. That is locked in place though at 25. His level is not changing. If I wanted to change that level to a different level, maybe 25 seems to be too high for Dozer, or you get him home, he's more relaxed, and 25 doesn't seem like enough because he's more comfortable with you guys trying to be a little pushy, we may need to change that level. So I'm going to press and hold that button down until it flashes. You saw how easily that just changed to 25 or to 40 from 25. That is why we lock this in place. But he's at 25. And then if I need to change that level, I'm going to turn the dial maybe to 30 if again he gets relaxed, or you take him out in public and his adrenaline's a little bit higher, we may need to turn that to 35 or to 30. If you get him home and he's at 25 and 25 just seems like it is too much, he may need to be bumped down to 20. So you again would just move that dial down to 20. But his level right now is 25. So we're going to take it back to 25, and then I'm going to lock that in place. To do that, I'm going to again press and hold my dial down until that number flashes. Now again, you'll see it is locked in place, cannot be changed. And that is how we want it to be locked in place there so that we can't accidentally change it to a different level. So those are the features of his remote. You'll see on the back here there's a little charging port. And then on the front here, this line here blinks green every couple seconds, again to let you know that the remote is on and charged. On his collar here, we have his name on the one side. On this other side, again, is that bar that flashes every couple seconds to let you know that his collar is on and charged. The small red dot to turn the collar on is right next to that. And then we also have two prongs underneath. I'll show you in the box some longer ones that you can change him to, but he has short enough hair that he should not need those longer prongs. These are the two prongs that make contact with his skin. And we also have the charging port underneath. Then on his collar here, we have his bungee strap. So this is here to make sure that it doesn't get too tight on Dozer. And we also have this clip here to make it quicker and easier to get on and off of him. In his box here though, on the back of it, first of all, we have a number and an email to contact to get the 2-year warranty that comes with his collar. Then in the box here, we have his charger. It has two things, so you can charge both his remote and his collar at the same time. Then here we have the longer prongs that you can change it to if you want. And we also have a small tool to help change those two prongs if you need it. And then we have the original strap that his collar came with. This is just the belt buckle, so it's just this part. It does not have this bungee thing here, and it does not have this clip. You can change him back to that if you want. And then underneath is the instruction manual if you want to read through the collar more in depth. The collar is waterproof, so Dozer can go swimming with it on. But you just want to make sure to take it off of him and dry him off really well afterwards so that the prongs don't make contact with the water on his skin for too long and cause little sores to show up on his neck. I also like to make sure that Dozer is wearing the collar to where the bar here that lights up is pointing up towards his face. That'll help with that flashlight feature, because if it's turned upside down, then it'll be hidden by his hair. But again, it is waterproof and it reaches up to 1/2 mile, so he can wear it when he's outside with you guys. If you're swimming, he can go in the pool with you guys if you want. just make sure again to take it off of him, dry him off really well first. It can stay on him all day, so you get up in the morning, it can go on him, then when you put him up at night, you can take it off of him again. He can wear it, we say 10 to 12 hours a day, but again, that pretty much means when you get up in the morning, it goes on, and when you put him up at night, it comes off. And the prong collar, we want to make sure Dozer's only wearing that when he's with you guys. If he goes in his crate, or if you're going to leave him alone for a little period of time, we want to make sure that that comes off to make sure he doesn't get it caught on anything. But those are the features of his collars. We want to make sure, again, to be firm with Dozer and give him corrections when he needs them, but we also want to make sure to have fun with Dozer, keep him interested in the training, make sure he has fun with us and is interested in us, and we want to just make sure to be consistent with him. That way he knows what's going on, he knows his commands. So be sure to be fair with him, correct him when he deserves it, but also reward him when he deserves it as well, and then be fun and exciting with him and have fun and stay consistent.